right, we got Tilted Thunder versus Slam Diego coming up in just a couple minutes. Going to go ahead and let you know who we got out there on the track for Slam Diego. We have number 1011 Rogue Rammer, number 1256 Snips, number 1312 Slipknotty, number 3.14 Kim Kong, number 37 Salty Siren, number 3x3 Valkyr, number 4 Malaboomer, number 43 Jax, number 619 Mamarazzi, number 62 Allison Thunderland, number 627 Cataclysmic Kate, number 7 Slamurai, number 802 Feral Fawcett, and number 805 Hetty Lascar, and they are coached by Killer Groove, Taffy, and J-Rock. Give it up for the Wildfires.
And wearing purple today, we've got the Tilted Thunder Roller Derby All-Stars. That's 00 Ella Phobia, number 02 Slam Asubi, 0727 Quazin Trouble, 13 Creep Suzette, 16 is Crash, 19 Sleaze Wiz, 202 Venus Thirst Trap, 313 Hawk Blocked, 33 Savage Patch Kid, 428 degrees, you've got Carney Slaughter. Number 5 is Sloan. Up next, Slaughterhouse, 5'1". 57 is Scardew Valley. 5'9", Weird Barbie. 613 Dreidel. 712 Hannibal Lecture. Tilted Thunder is coached by James Stanfield and Dope. Give it up for your home team and the hosts of Battle of the Bank 15, Tilted Thunder Roller Derby.
Wow. Crowd, I don't usually ask this at tournaments, but we have a really solid crowd here. Usually I expect most of the crowd to be just other skaters that are waiting for their own games, but we actually have a lot of non-skaters here. So is this anybody's first roller derby game? Okay, so it does. Normally I don't explain the rules because I would just be explaining it to a bunch of other skaters, but we got enough newbies here that it makes sense to go over. So what you're going to see here is both teams are going to put 5 players on the track at a time. We've got 4 blockers and 1 jammer. The jammer is the one with the star on their head. The jammers are going to start behind all those blockers, and then as soon as the whistle blows, it's going to be their job to get through that pack. The first one to break out of the pack becomes the lead jammer. So once they break out of that pack, those jammers are going to try to get around the track as quick as they can. When they get back to the pack, they're going to start picking up 1 point for every member of the opposite team that they pass. The jams will last 1 minute or until the lead jammer calls it off by doing this kind of hip motion thing. So kind of the general strategy is let me get in the front, get my points, and then call it off before they can get theirs. That's usually the strategy. There's some ticky-tacky nuance to it every once in a while. You never know. So like I said, there's also, so the star on the head, that's the jammer. There's also one other helmet cover out there. You'll see it's a stripe. That's a special kind of blocker. If the jammer gets stuck, they can pop that star off their head and hand it to the pivot. The pivot can become the jammer. The pivot's the only one that can do that. But they do have to have that star on their head by the time they make it back to the pack in order for those points that they're picking up to count. I do know that it looks like pretty much a physical free-for-all out there. It looks like they're beating each other up on wheels, but there are actually quite a lot of rules. You can't just be whacking people left, right, and center. And so they will pick up penalties for hitting people in the head, hitting people with their arms, hitting people in the ankles. All of those are penalties. Another penalty that you'll see is if they get bumped off the track, they have to get on behind the person who bumped them off. They also cannot stop or slow down. Or they can slow down or stop or go backwards. The only thing they can do is slow down. They cannot stop completely or go backwards. That is also against the rules. If you get a penalty, you won't find out until the end of the jam. You'll just sit. So everybody, they're going to finish that jam, and then the refs are going to tell everybody all the bad things that they did, and then they're going to have to sit out that next jam. And so that next jam, the pack will be down. So sometimes you'll see we only have 2 blockers. This is going to be a tough freaking jam because we only have 2 people to block them. There's a whole bunch of other little stuff, but like that's basically it's enough to get you by. Does anybody have a Sharpie? Just sort of on hand? No? All right, we are just about ready to get started.
Malaboomer is going to be your jammer again. That's the skater wearing the star, and that is Weird Barbie wearing the star for Tilted.
And off we go. The jammers are working their way through the pack, and Boomer breaks out, picks up lead, so Boomer has the power to call off this jam. Weird Barbie still stuck in the pack, stuck behind Slamurai. As Boomer comes back around, now can pick up those points.
Oh, man, that was some fancy skating on both of those passes. In the initial pass, we had some backward skating through the pack, and that time we got a little bit of an apex jump.
And Boomer coming back around and picking up some points, gets bumped out by Elaphobia.
And now you will see that Malaboomer did have to get back on the track behind any skaters that might have gotten an advantage on. Weird Barbie still fighting against this two-wall put up by Rogue Rammer.
And that's Kier. And there we go. Oh, but Weird Barbie is now also out of the pack, so now putting the pressure on. Oh, we ran out of time. Never mind. We hit that 1 minute, so nobody had to call it off. That was 10 points for Slam Diego and for Malaboomer.
Definitely see some writing happening on the whiteboard, so we won't have everybody on the track. We just need a minute to find out who.
I saw 2 people come off for Slam Diego, but nobody headed to the bus.
All right, so Hannibal Lecture and Tilted Thunder will have the pack advantage. Feral Fawcett also set up along the rail in the back.
Can we see that whiteboard? We need to, with the whiteboard, it has to go
they're not
so
entirely,
we can see it.
They're not entirely
no,
sure
it's an
what's going
LTO.
on.
All right, we're going to have an official timeout so that they can figure out exactly who did what and is headed to the sin bin there. So,
and that officially gives me time to tell you about an amazing little business right here in beautiful Monroe, Washington, Monroe Pizza and Pints, who has been supporting Tilted Thunder season all year, serving up the goods for our community with pizza, pasta, wings, calzone, stromboli, hot sandwiches, fresh salads, cold craft beer, and proudly repping Tilted Thunder on their pizza boxes around Monroe. Thank you for your support, Monroe Pizza and Pints. We also have, wow, I just got very loud in my own ears. Concuss Creation is a local print shop that has contributed to the community-oriented organizations and events, as well as the music and art industry for the last 23 years. You may have seen some of their work at shows or in the Derby community, printing for local leagues such as Tilted Thunder and Strawberry City Roller Derby. They've also got a cool little collaboration with Slam Masubi right now. Go check out their table in Vendor Village.
all right, looks like we're ready to get back in it. 2 blockers in the box for Slam Diego and 1 for Tilted Thunder.
Oh, good work by Creep Suzette and Dreidel, slowing Feral Fawcett down. It's Hannibal Lecture through first and fast with lead. That's Crash holding Feral Fawcett up in the back.
Farrell's got the star popped off. No pass yet. Oh, and Hannibal is through for 5 points.
She's flying around that track.
Got some serious momentum built up, but the pack is also picking up speed. Just trying to play a little bit of keep away, and Farrell has now broken out.
Oh, Hannibal Lecture does realize that we've gone off the track. Waiting to see what's going to happen next. Hanny's back on the track, calls the jam off as soon as Feral Fawcett hits the pack, but I do think we will see some points put on the board for
both teams, yep. I believe so, yeah. Yep, looks like, I spoke too soon. It looks like 8 points for Tilted Thunder, 3 points for Slam Diego, bringing the score to 13-8. Oh, and it looks like Farrell may have picked up a penalty in the process, which means this is going to be a power jam. A power jam is when there's only one jammer on the track. So right now, Tilted doesn't have to worry about doing any blocking at all. All they have to worry about is helping their own jammer get ahead. So it's a really good situation, especially because Slam Diego also has 2 other block. Oh, we got a challenge. Make me explain 8 things at a time, why don't you? Okay, so both teams get the opportunity to ask for an official review or a challenge, which is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an opportunity to say, we disagree with something that the refs just did. Either we think there should have been a penalty when there wasn't, or, as it is in this case, we think that one of those penalties we shouldn't have gotten. So they call their official review. Both coaches go down. They play out a little bit of a legal drama out there. They deliberate. It's all very dramatic. And then we'll find out whether they will win or lose that challenge. If they win, they get to keep their challenge. They can do it one more time in the first half, although these are half games. I don't really know what that's about. But if they lose it, they lose their official review for the rest of the half.
Now, while the officials are conferring, I'd love to tell you who they are. We've got refereeing, Bell Bruising, Dirt Reynolds, Infidel Castro, Rodriguez, Rosie, the Ripper, Judging Your Sins, Ref Boyardee, Emergency, Hurt Macklin, and Bentong. Other skating officials or non-skating officials include Transylvania. We don't want to miss it. Maraschino, Jerry, Crybaby, Kingpin, Dread Panda, Plunder Woman, the Canadian Mansplainer, Stark Raven Mad, and Jack Hart finishing out our officiating crew.
Okay, so basically what happened was Slam Diego was challenging a penalty that was incorrectly assessed against the jammer, should have been assessed against the blocker, and so they were correct, the penalties were fixed, and Slam Diego won that challenge, so they will be allowed to challenge again. However, they're still in a pretty crappy situation since there's a whole cadre. Tilted has all of their blockers, Slam Diego only has 2 blockers, and it is a power jam for Tilted, so they've got their work cut out for him out there.
Oh, Tilted Thunder goading for just a little bit. Who is that by Slam in the front now?
That is Rogue Rammer and Snips that are kind of holding it down here.
Yeah, with Snips being held as the GOAT, but they are in fact ahead and making fast progress on this track, sending Savage Patch Kid down to the cement.
Half of this jam has already elapsed, and they have managed to keep Savage Patch Kid from breaking out. This is an unbelievable penalty kill so far by Slam Diego.
Savage Patch Kid seeing a little bit of daylight, one skater to beat, and
taking down a ref in the process is never the goal, but it happens occasionally. Yeah, so that was a total penalty kill by Slam Diego. They managed to prevent that power jam from going anywhere.
Everybody's back on the track having a little fun. Especially Slam Masubi. I just saw that face. Going up against that Kim Kong.
That is Kim Kong.
Slam Masubi does slam into the pack. Goes over the back of 2 of Slam Diego's blockers. It is Kim Kong up ahead, fighting a 3-wall, getting pushed to the cement. Still not finding any safe passage.
Just really trying to push Broom it on through, and finds that lower rail open and takes it. Slam Masubi close to the front as well, though. Has also now broken out of the pack. Kim has about a half lap on Slam, so we'll see what she does with it.
Jack's up there doing a great job causing chaos at the front of the pack on that tilted 2-wall.
That is a lead change. Slam Masubi overtakes Kim Kong.
Oh, what fight as we look to the rail. Moose is going to call it off at the top of the rail.
Oh, baby. That was crazy work on Slam Masubi's part. Well done.
Moose finds 3 for Tilted Thunder. It looks like Slam put 2 on the board. Inching closer and closer to a tie game. The score is now 15 Slam Diego, 11 Tilted Thunder as we approach the 5th jam.
That was another rule thing I did not mention is that if the lead jammer, if the non-lead jammer surpasses, they will take over as lead. So,
and out as lead right now is Alice in Thunderland for Slam Diego. I have seen this skater skate multiple times already today, and holy smokes, that skater is so fast. Also out of the pack initially is Elaphobia. Man, I have seen Alice do that exact move all weekend long. Fly through the pack, call it off.
Yeah. All right, and it looks like Tilted Thunder picked up a above the shoulders, so a high block penalty on their jammer, which means this is now going to be a power jam for Slam Diego above the shoulders. And that is Malaboomer, who's going to be skating this power jam for Slam Diego. Almost through. Got
Good
a little
reforming.
tripped up there.
That's great reforming work by the Tilted defense.
Yeah. They're really solidly stopping Boomer on that kind of flip around she wants to do. But on the third attempt, does manage to break out. Still with plenty of time to work with. And Slam Diego is going to be trying to slow down this pack to hold them in place so that Boomer can pass them. Goes for that lower rail spin again, but Tilted Thunder seems to be ready for it.
Yeah, that was Crash. It is really hard to get past Crash on that lower rail, and that is Crash, last skater to beat. Again, Malaboomer with the backwards approach, but it does not prove fruitful. Now Sloan throwing shoulders. Everybody is trying to take a piece of Malaboomer.
Yeah. That was very nicely done. Another total penalty kill, this time by Tilted Thunder. Really solid. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was not a total penalty kill. But still, kept it very low. Keeping it to just 5 points and 1 scoring pass is still fantastic defensive work on a power jam, especially when the other team had their full set of blockers.
Yeah, we do often see those power jams hitting 10, 15. So 5 is satisfactory.
It does look like Slam Diego picked up 2 blocker penalties, and so there's going to be a 4-2 pack advantage for Tilted on this. That is Farrell Fawcett jamming for Slam Diego.
Weird Barbie with the star for Tilted, approaching a 2-wall, getting some offensive help by Carney. A slaughter briefly, still hasn't found passage through. The 2-wall put up by Tilted is really causing chaos for Farrell Fawcett in the back, but we have not seen lead assessed yet, so...
Weird Barbie closer to the front, but I will say that is Rogue and Slam on the front. That's a tough 2-wall to get through. The pack is really picking up speed, which means if they get spread too far apart, Slam Diego will be forced to let Weird Barbie go.
Carney Eslata back in the offensive position, trying to break up this 2-wall, looking right in the middle.
Yeah, looks like no pack is called there. Gonna have to let Weird Barbie go. And Weird Barbie picks up lead for Tilted, but with only 5 seconds left on the clock, there's not much you can do with that. Yeah. Yeah.
It is Hannibal Lecture with the star for Tilted Thunder.
1 blocker apiece in the box, so no pack advantage, just a little bit of a light. Where is our jammer? There's Kim Kong.
We found you.
So we got Kim Kong and Hannibal Lecture on the jam line.
That's a set of 2 smiley jammers.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Never mind. Oh, maybe they're what? Maybe they're... Yeah, we're going to have an OTO to determine. Yeah, it does look like there was actually a jammer penalty on Farrell Fawcett in that last jam. So we're going to take an OTO just to verify that everybody is on the same page with those penalties.
And I'm going to tell you about Security Gate and Access. Since 2011, Security Gate and Access has helped homeowners, businesses, and communities throughout Western Washington protect what matters most. Their team specializes in custom security gates, access control systems, video surveillance, and gate automation solutions, providing professional design, installation, maintenance, and repair services. They do a little bit of everything, y'all.
And we are back, and it is indeed a Tilted Thunder Power Jam.
13 points separating these teams. This is a great time for a Tilted Thunder Power Jam, and Hanny is ready.
Got a little 4-3 pack advantage for Slam Diego, so just a teeny tiny bit more help when it comes to trying to shut down this Power Jam.
Yeah, Crash and Creep really trying to hold a goat up in the back, but not successful, so we are all in a little scrum up at the second turn. Now the second straightaway. There's almost a step out, and that is going to be lead. And initial pass completed. We're ready to start adding points.
Of course, so the other strategy, one of the main strategies that blockers have is to physically stop the jammer from passing, but another one is you can simply just try to run away. If they can't catch you, they can't get you as a point. Don't be a point is something you'll often hear. So what Tilted Thunder is going to try to do here is catch a blocker to force the pack to slow down. They call that getting a goat.
Holy smokes. Well, and they've got two great blockers out there, or Tilted has some great blockers out there with a lot of speed. Crash especially, a very fast blocker. That was an excellent effort by Slam Diego, holding Tilted Thunder to no points on the Power Jam. Direction of play penalty is sending Crash to the box.
Oof, double penalties on both of those those tilted blockers. That's
oh no, and that is hard to watch in the first period. Our blockers only get 4.
Yeah, that's the other thing. These are half games, and so in a regular game you are allowed to have 7 penalties before you foul out. In a half game you are only allowed 4 before you will be ejected feels like too harsh of a word, but you're not allowed to play anymore.
It is the word, in fact.
Yeah. All right, well, that is Kim Kong jamming for Slam Diego, breaking out right away up against Savage Patch Kids jamming for Tilted Thunder.
And we love to see a really solid Jersey whip, which is what Savage Patch Kids use to get some momentum to get out. Wow.
Nicely done.
Slam Diego puts 4 on the board, widening the lead to 14. Weird Barbie with the star for Tilted Thunder.
And that is Allison Thunderland, Captain Allison Thunderland for Slam Diego.
Pack advantage. Oh, there is no pack advantage, but neither team is fully staffed. Allison Thunderland up to the rail, getting pinched by Sloan, but through for lead.
This is tricky. I keep saying this, but you don't want to let Alice get momentum, or else you're going to be in trouble when you're the one that has to stop her with your body. She is a fast freaking skater, and the momentum that she builds up, if you let her go more than one lap,
it's
trouble.
Iterative. Yeah, it's exponential growth.
Yes, exactly. And there you go.
We just
Slices through. Second scoring pass with still 20 whole seconds left on the clock.
Weird Barbie stuck on that top rail, not finding progress, but that is a handoff of the star. Now Sloan is your jammer of record. Big hits.
Alice is happy about it. I believe that was 3 passes, but we'll see. Where is our score? Where's our score? Yeah. Yeah, so so didn't get the jammer point on that last one, but 14 points for Allison Thunderland and Slam Diego. And looks like we're going to have a timeout for Slam Diego. I saw a couple things on the whiteboard, but I didn't see specifically what they were. I'm hoping that the whiteboard will go back up again. It looked like there might have been a jammer penalty on there.
It's going to be time for me to tell you about Dimension Law Group, a boutique law firm that specializes in serving real estate investors, business owners, and families with tailored legal strategies designed to protect and grow your assets. Founded in 2013, our firm's mission is to understand our clients' unique business and personal goals. We provide comprehensive legal services in real estate, business law, and estate planning and probate, focusing on long-term relationships and practical solutions.
And yes, indeed. So it does look like Tilted Thunder has is going to have a jammer penalty. So it's going to be a power jam for Slam Diego when we come back. Ooh, and Rogue was in the box and is now not in the box. I guess there was some reassessing there.
Yeah, regrettably, I in fact even saw. I can't cheer. Oh. I am louder in the stands than I am on the mic. That's actually how I became an announcer. They're like, we gotta shut this girl up somehow.
Yeah, no,
you'll hear
me to be any louder than I already
you'll hear
am.
me in the next bout for sure. Yeah, that back block, unfortunately, visible to us in the announcing booth as well.
Yeah. So this is going to be a Slam Diego Power Jam, and that is Malaboomer on the jam line. Full cadre of blockers here. Boomer goes for that backwards.
Oh, my. Oh, just
my
jumping
goodness.
back and forth over everyone to get lead.
Yesterday, Murray described Boomer as footwork like a linebacker, and I would say that that's pretty freaking accurate. There you go, and that is a scoring pass. That's 5 points.
And once again, we have a jammer absolutely flying around the track.
Yeah, Boomer is a fast guy.
Are y'all just over there skating like hundreds of laps at every practice? Every one of these jammers from Slam Diego has been so speedy.
Yeah.
Elaphobia, last skater to beat, but Boomer finds daylight, spins around, gets another scoring pass.
10 seconds left here. Boomer's going to see if she can make it in order to... Slam Diego does have a goat in the back, so...
Yeah,
and there you go. I see...
My goodness.
Managed to get a whole scoring pass with like 3 seconds left on the clock. That is crazy.
Stunning.
That was 15 whole points for Malaboomer. It is, by the way, I just remembered. I'm sorry. It's Boomer's birthday today.
Oh, what a wonderful
birthday. That was 15 points for birthday Boomer.
Birthday Boomer. But right now, we've got Farrell Fawcett and Creep Suzette wearing the stars back-to-back, shoulder-to-shoulder, hip-to-hip at the back of the pack. Dreidel in the front trying to cause some damage defensively. Hannibal Lecture and Quaz in trouble. Last two skaters to beat, but that's going to be lead for Slam Diego and Farrell Fawcett.
Farrell Fawcett, also another very fast skater. A fun fact is that she's actually fairly new to the sport, but she was a really accomplished park skater previously, and I think that really shows in sort of her physicality. She's a very dexterous skater, and it shows.
We are seeing that physicality up against Hannibal Lecture in the pivot stripe for it tilted. Creep Suzette does find daylight, but is denied. That's going to give Slam Diego time to reform ahead of Creep Suzette as Farrell Fawcett completes another scoring pass.
And Farrell's going to call it off. And that's going to take us to the half. Let's see. We'll wait and see what our points were on that last one. But we're going to have a 5-minute break. You can go ahead and, 10 points for Farrell Fawcett and Slam Diego, bringing our score headed into the half to 67-14. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Go ahead and get yourself refreshments. Head to the beer garden. Do what you got to do, and we will see you back here in just a couple minutes.
That's the kind of hustle I want to see. Do you know you have 30 seconds? 30 before we are back to roller derby.
Whew, I made it. We're all good. Okay. We are going to be starting with a little bit of an OTO because we want to cross our T's and dot our I's and make sure that all these penalties are correct.
When I'm wearing these sunglasses, though, I feel like my eyes are crossed. It's disruptive to my vision. But who says you can't wear ridiculous sunglasses and announce rule? Ain't no rule. It hasn't been enshrined in
exactly,
the RDCL.
Yes. Listen, I've read the RDCL rulebook front to back.
Regrettably, I can't read anything when I'm wearing these. So, but we'll see if I can visualize the action on the track still.
It did occur to me there was one very specific rule that I forgot to mention that became relevant immediately, which is that I said that the first jammer to break out becomes the lead jammer, but if the other jammer surpasses that jammer, they become the lead jammer. So that's why we had that happen. But yeah, so that's why the lead jammer is watching that. They want to make sure that they call it out before they lose that lead jammer status. But anyway, we're back in it. That's Elaphobia picking up lead for Tilted Thunder up against Kim Kong jamming for Slam Diego.
King Kong getting some defensive help by Valkyr or offensive help by Valkyr in the back, and that's going to be out of the pack for Kim Kong. Oh, Elaphobia spins around on the lower rail, gets those points, calls off the jam. 4 on the board for Tilted Thunder.
It does look like Elaphobia picked up an arms penalty, which means that this is going to be a power jam for Slam Diego, and that is Birthday Boomer on the jam line. Boomer of Boomer's birthday.
And every time Boomer makes a pass, you all have to yell happy birthday.
Exactly. No,
so say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. There we go, with a nice little, a characteristic Boomer hop, skip, and a jump.
We'll just see how many candles Birthday Boomer gets to blow out at the end of the day based on how many points they add to the scoreboard. Nice hit out by Tilted there. Packs flying, but Boomer, tries to spin around the back of Sloan.
Slam Diego is going to catch that goat in the back, which is going to allow Boomer to get through. It's going to force Tilted to stop what they're doing.
That was the first scoring pass, so we say happy birthday, Boomer.
Coming back around again, Slam Diego doing a solid job of keeping that goat in the back. Giving Boomer the opportunity to, again, skip around and pick up another 5. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I think she might have landed that in time. I think she was just as shocked to have landed that as everybody else.
Delightful.
Happy birthday indeed. Yeah. I have no idea.
Savage
yes.
touch. Did
15 points. That was the full 3. So she did indeed. She landed that and got all 5 points with 1 second left on the clock. That's crazy.
Marvelous effort.
That's on birthday magic.
Alice in Thunderland back again, trying to get that momentum we keep talking about, going up against Savage Patch Kid, who gets hit out substantially by Hetty Lascar. It is a lead established for Slam Diego and Alice. Alice getting caught up by Weird Barbie, but that's a scoring pass put on the board. Savage Patch Kid fighting that 2-wall. That 2-wall goes partially out of play, but back in play long enough to send Savage Patch Kid to the cement. Oh, a 2-wall problem still going on.
It was that nice hit by Scardu Valley, but again, like I said, it's that Alice momentum that makes it really hard to stay up when you get hit. And Alice is through, picks up 5 points.
That was 10 altogether on the board for Slam Diego. I'm a liar, I think it was 9.
But I thought I saw there's a lot of ink on that whiteboard. And it does make sense. There's very few people in this pack. It's a 3-3 pack, looks like, and a power jam. Yep, Rogan and Alice are both in the box, which means this is going to be a Tilted Thunder Power Jam with a 3-3 pack.
That's Creep Suzette with the star. Dreidel there trying to create some offense. Crash throwing Valkyr to the rail. Creep Suzette still stuck behind 2 slam blockers. Looks to the top of the rail and hands that star off. No,
it's just a star stash at the moment. Not yet a star pass. You don't need to have the star on your head when you're just breaking out because you're not picking up points yet. Star stashes are kind of it's tricky because they're trying to sort of fool the other team into not knowing what's going on, but sometimes they fool us in the process.
6 seconds left on the board here. And I think maybe we're just resting.
And that is a penalty kill by Slam Diego.
That's good because Moose, you have an untied, someone may have told you have an untied shoelace.
Well, hey, look at that. We have nobody in the penalty box. Congratulations,
Well done,
y'all.
friends.
Look at you playing a nice clean game for a change. Just kidding. All right, that is Farrell Fawcett up against Hannibal Lecture. Hannibal almost through, and there we go. Takes out lead.
Excellent.
Jammer for Tilted. Farrell's still in the pack, but the pack is booking it. Gets a nice little whip from Rogue and is also now out of the pack.
One thing about Hanny is she is the smiliest skater I've ever seen. Oh, Hanny with big hits and a little collateral damage with Hannibal Lecture and Scardu Valley. There was a lead change after Hannibal Lecture took that spill, which meant that Hannibal Lecture was not able to call it off because Hannibal Lecture was no longer
I think
the lead
actually,
jammer.
so I think there was a lead change and then it changed back immediately and then Hannibal Lecture called it off.
Well done, refs.
Yeah. Once again, we are reminded why accuracy is not a requirement from the announcer booth.
And I couldn't even blame my sunglasses.
A second empty penalty box? What are we doing? We're having a tea party out there today.
Here we go. I'm going to put my sunglasses back on. Oh, big hits there.
That is Crash on the jam line, I think for the first time today for Tilted up against...
Is that Kim Kong?
That is Kim Kong.
Oh, Crash out first.
Oh, but
and
Kim
Crash
also out. We got a jammer race on our hands, and Crash is going to call it.
Crash definitely a speedy jammer. But holy smokes, the jammer speed from this Slam Diego team is out of control, honestly.
Tilted is going to call a timeout. It does look like they picked up a jammer penalty. So they're going to call a timeout.
I didn't see any penalties because I am wearing my amazing glasses again. It's not my fault if I announce badly if I am wearing these sunglasses. I just can't see what's happening.
We got all kinds of folks in the chat who are shouting. We've got, of course, Rogrammer Fan Club, who is in the chat unfailingly for every game. I saw Jax is so fine in there. Kimbersaurus Rex is Ella's big sister here, streaming from FSU. So glad to have you. Pouting Potato has kept up a running commentary that I've really appreciated. Starkey's in the chat for Slam Diego. So... Starkey also in the chat and complimenting me, which is what the chat's for. Okay, never mind. FSU doesn't stand for Florida State. It stands for what exactly what you think it is.
No.
Never mind. But always worth mentioning to the folks in-house. Obviously, you don't need to be on the stream, but you can just get in the chat and talk to us because we're in the chat as well. That is Boomer.
Birthday Boomer.
Birthday Boomer with the power jam, as Tilted did end up with that jammer penalty from last jam.
So much speed approaching the pack. Went around the first two blockers in the back, second two blockers in the front, and completed that pass with great speed, much to the delight of the audience members. Oh, beautiful offense by Rogrammer.
Still 20 seconds left in this jam. So much time for a skater like Boomer to work with. Boomer trying to fake out Tilted and getting through nice and easy. Or at least making it look easy. I don't know if I should call it easy.
Making it easy for us to announce. That's
exactly,
that's for
yes.
certain. Oh my gosh, Red Rover.
Yep.
Send Birthday Boomer right over. I think we're on 3 happy birthdays. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yes,
birthday
I think
Boomer.
that's, if my eyes don't deceive me, I think that was 3 scoring passes, but we'll wait to find out for sure.
It is entirely possible that my eyes do in fact
Ooh,
deceive me.
that was
so
4 scoring
holy
passes.
smokes.
That was a 20-point jam for Birthday Boomer.
Happy birthday, Boomer. Oh, we're in a scrum at the jammer line, shoulder to shoulder. Creep Suzette and
that is Allison Thunderland. Ooh,
oh,
Creep is on it. A little jammer on jammer
Let's
blocking.
Go. Creep Suzette says, I know you can't get out, but oh my gosh, that lane opens up right at the bottom of the rail, and that is lead for Alice.
That was Hetty and Salty Siren. You making good use of that, the fifth blocker, the rail.
Creep Suzette through on an initial pass. And there's that speed. Golly, that was just a phenomenal hit to Sloan. 4 on the board for Alice in Thunderland.
Another empty penalty box. Give it up for an empty penalty box. Give it up for following the rules.
And let's give it up for our jammers, Weird Barbie and Feral Fawcett. Weird Barbie sent off the rail a few times. Last skater to beat Carney Aslaughter, but that is going to be lead assessed for Arizona.
Feral is out, picks up lead. Did you just say that and I couldn't hear you? Yeah, well.
So nice we had to say it twice.
Yeah, exactly. But now has reapproached the pack, ready to start picking up some points. Weird Barbie still stuck behind Slip Naughty and Mamarazzi. And Feral picks up those 5. Whoops.
Everybody's falling. You get to fall. You get to fall. Everybody gets to fall. Here
Testing
is
out the old knee
approach.
pads, you know.
Oh, that was looked like Slaughterhouse with a good slowdown. Weird Barbie is still the jammer of record. That was just a little stash. But that is the end of the jam. Row Grammar in the box for Slam Diego.
Oh, we could have had another penalty free.
Shame.
Shame, Rogan the Sin Bin. That's Kim Kong jamming for Slam Diego up against Hannibal Lecture, breaking out, picking up lead jammer for Tilted Thunder.
Oh, we're off to the races. And we do have a star pass completed to the Slam Diego pivot. Hetty Lascar as Hannibal Lecture completes a scoring pass. Whoa, big hit by Dreidel, slowing Hetty Lascar down. All of our skaters in the scrum right now. Hannibal Lecture struggling to get past the Slam Diego defense. Meanwhile, Hetty Lascar caught, pinned right up at the rail with Slam Masubi and Dreidel. 14 on the board. Going to Tilted Thunder and Hannibal Lecture. 9. I'm a liar. Man.
9 points.
I wish I wasn't such a liar.
But Hannibal Lecture did pick up a penalty, it looks like.
Shame.
An arms penalty, I believe, which means this is a power jam for Birthday Boomer.
Birthday Boomer. Birthday Boomer out on the initial. Carney Aslaughter and Weird Barbie setting up in the back, but just can't get the timing right to slow Birthday Boomer down. Happy birthday.
God, I love an apex jump. Nicely done. Just kind of barely slowed down. Coming back around, still with 25 seconds left. That's a lot of time to work with.
Oh, this time Birthday Boomer approaches at the rail first and then goes down.
Nicely done.
Happy birthday.
Still 10 seconds left, but again, she scored five points in 1 second, one of those earlier jams. So, and there you go. That's the whole 5 in 10 seconds.
Happy birthday.
Let's see how many passes that was. I don't think it was 4 this time. I think it might have been 3, but we'll find out. I was wrong. It was that's our second 20-point jam of the game.
Happy birthday, Boomer. Creep Suzette wearing the star for Tilted Thunder up against Alice, and
Slam Diego did lose
Thunderland.
2 blockers to the box that time around, though, so it is a 4-2 pack advantage for Tilted.
Oh, Creep with the Jersey whip off of Crash for a lead.
Nice.
Oh, Crash with a big shoulder hit, just not wanting to let Alice through. Alice looking for a whip to the rail. Tries to juke around Crash, but Crash is all over this track. And through the pack is Creep
Beautiful.
Suzette.
Crash is so freaking good at roller derby. I have that thought at least once every single time I watch Tilted play.
Absolutely. As Tilted Thunder's announcer, I can confirm.
Yeah. Let's see how many they racked up. 6 whole points for Tilted Thunder. Oh, looks like we're going to have an official timeout. We have less than a minute left on the regulation clock, which means one never knows really how many more jams you'll have, but the game is going to end pretty soon. But important to note, stick around. If you have really enjoyed watching Tilted play, as I have, you're in luck because they're about to play again. We're going to take a little break after this game, and then Tilted is going to come back and play TXRD, which is going to be a fantastic game. It's one a lot of folks are looking forward to, I know. So definitely plan to stick around.
And if you happen to be an official who doesn't have to work this tournament at all and instead gets to sit in the stands and enjoy it, I love you.
Yes, Heat, I am in the chat. I literally just said that. I said if you're in the why are you wait, did you have a question earlier? Oh, how long is an OTO? That's a great okay, that is a great question.
We also would love to know how long an OTO is.
I don't think there is technically a time. I think it's as long as they need. I would ask, but then I have to ask the refs who are the ones that need the.
We can tell you that this one has been about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want an answer if you want me to answer your question, the cost is 1 compliment per answer to a question. All right, and we're back. That is Farrell Fawcett and
Savage Patch Kid.
Savage Patch Kid. Farrell is through right away.
Oh my gosh, so much speed for this jammer.
Yep.
Savage Patch Kid threw on an initial pass. Sloan goaded in the back by Slam Diego.
Yeah, Tilted. There's a 4-2 slam pack event.
Beautiful apex jump at the last second. Was it enough time to put points on the board?
We did still have time on the regulation clock before this jam, but we'll see. I think we do have one more regulation jam.
Yeah, we're having a little conference about points.
Nobody in the box. We're going to have our last regulation jam will be
that.
Full pack, full jammers. You love to see it.
Savage Patch Kid did manage to put the full 4 on the board with that phenomenal apex jump at the end.
That's Kim Kong jamming for Slam Diego right now up against Hannibal Lecture.
Yeah, it's Hannibal Lecture. It's not Quaz in trouble, we promise. But it is Hannibal Lecture through with a lead. Kim is out of the pack.
And that is going to be it for regulation. We do need to pause and wait for that rolling whistle.
There has
Oh.
been.
Oh,
There has been a penalty on the. Is that on the Slam Diego Jammer?
yes.
And so we are going to have a penalty jam.
Right? I believe,
Wait.
but you got to wait
Wait.
for them to do the little thing.
There
Penalty
we
jam.
go.
We are gonna have one more pit jam because there is a penalty on the leading team. If in the last jam of regulation there's a penalty on the team that is ahead, but not on the team that is not ahead, there will be one more penalty jam. And in this case, it is going to be a penalty power jam for Tilted Thunder. It's a power jam, yeah. And who is that? Who's going to be taking this?
That's Savage Patch Kid again.
That is Savage Patch Kid going to skate this penalty power jam.
Maybe we'll see another very cool Apex jump. Savage Patch Kid in the pack fighting that Slam Diego 3-wall. Shoved to the cement, looks to the outside, aided by Carney Aslata. Pinned up against the rail and sent down.
Nicely done. Still with 40 seconds left. Plenty of time to make some points, especially because Tilted has got a goat in the back there, slowing that pack down.
Yeah, that is a serious goat hold.
Ooh. Got a real death from above. Got to be on the track to call it off, unfortunately. Yep. And that is going to be the end of our penalty jam.
Savage did put 2 on the board that jam.
But I do see at least one penalty on the Tilted side, which means that we're probably good. And there you go. That is the end of the game. Our final score is 149 Wildfires to 44 Tilted Thunder. Give it up for both of these teams. If they are both going to do a victory lap, so we invite you down to that track. Go ahead, get your high fives in.